Hey fellow Tamers and DigiDestined, it's Mike aka Sanaku again from Overground, and today we're going to be commentating over a quick webcam match that we did with our buddy ShadowJeanne, who we're testing out 1.5 decks, so it's kind of a mix of regular 1.0 cards and a couple proxies that we printed out kind of meshed together into our decks. So he's going to be playing the green Ceresmon control, whereas I'm going to be playing the yellow ShineGreymon. We're not going to be releasing deck lists quite yet at this point because these are still kind of decks we're kind of fooling around with the ratios with a little bit and still kind of figuring out and testing what we like and what we don't like. So nothing in these lists are completely 100% optimized. And I apologize if it's a little choppy. We've been having some trouble with our recording software, but we'll go just talk through what we can see though. So it looks like he originally sets up the rookie into a turn 1 Kabuterimon play to put us at 1. Standard green stuff up to this point. We're going to respond in kind with a Patamon, which is going to evolve into a Repamon to bounce him back to 1 as well. So far we're not really seeing anything kind of new or interesting. Unfortunately, we're just kind of doing the standard plays. Oh, here's the first new card of the game. So he's going to trigger the download to suspend his Kabuterimon to Digivolve it into Argomon for free. And then he's going to play the new Aroromon card as well, which is a 2-cost rookie, which is 5,000 DP, but it's 2 cost to evolve. So it's going to be a very threatening card to see in upcoming Rookie Rush variants, and it's also a very strong card for green as well because it's such a strong DP presence right out of the gate. So we're going to evolve into a new card as well, which is going to be ShineGreymon. And then we're going to use ShineGreymon's effect to play a yellow tamer from our hand on Digivolve. Unfortunately, the TK that we play does not get to trigger its on-play effect, but because of the main focus of ShineGreymon being that we want to have as many tamers in play as possible, this lets us get that TK into play for a little bit cheaper and gives us one more tamer to use as the game progresses. So here, we're going to get our ShineGreymon tapped with the Flower Cannon. He's going to run it right over, getting that plus 1000 DP boost from Kabuterimon because we now have a suspended Digimon. And then we're going to follow it up with a Mimi, bounce us over to 4. We were going to get the 3 regardless with TK, so he's just giving us kind of one more than what we would have seen. So we're going to reveal the first Proxy Digi-Egg, which is Upamon. And Upamon is when attacking, if you have 3 or less security, you get to draw 1 card. And if you've been following this channel for a little bit, we have posted a couple ShineGreymon decks in the past as we were kind of learning how to play. And Upamon was very integral to those deck builds as well. So we evolve into a Lopmon. We didn't get a chance to play that Lopmon to get its effect, so I won't talk about it just yet. And we're using just kind of some cheap evolution costs. We have a Cheruimon, which is a 1-cost evolution champion, and then we're going to go into a... actually, no, we didn't do Cheruimon. We used Repamon for 2 cost, and then we're going to evolve that into a Sirenmon for 2 cost as well. And then we're going to follow it up with another of the 4-cost set 1 TK. We're going to look through our security. We're going to grab a ShineGreymon for later. And this is really strong because we already have an ultimate set up, and I believe we already had a ShineGreymon in our hand, but Shadow doesn't know that yet. So now we're kind of putting pressure on him and saying, listen, I've got a Shine in my hand. I'm going to go to 3 guaranteed. I'm going to be able to drop that Shine, and I already have 8,000 worth of DP reduction effects on lock with that Shine that I can put towards any Digimon that I want. So he's kind of deliberately evolving his stuff into things that are above 4,000 thresholds, so we need to burn at least 2 tamers to get rid of 1 single Digimon. So he's opting to hard evolve into the Argomon here instead of actually using the download. Because if he uses the download, that means one of his Digimon is going to be tapped, which means we have the potential to run one of them over before evolving into Shine, and then he would lose both of his Digimon. So here, I think we just go right into the... Oh, we actually go to a slash Angemon instead. Aha, surprise. We fooled you. So we're going to pay the 3 instead of the 4, which doesn't end our turn. We're going to use slash Angemon's effect to remove the taller Argomon stack off the board. And then I believe we follow this up with an Eden's Javelin, maybe? Well, we're going to attack first. Let's see what we get. ShadowJeanne never survives because he's so small, but surprisingly, he actually survived the hit here. 8,000 just edging out the 8,000 attack just a little bit more. And then we're going to end our turn by playing a Kari for 3. Now, from this point forward, if we have 3 or less security, we're going to get 1 more memory to start our turn. So that's really strong in combination with TK. It means we're basically going to start our turn with at least 4 guaranteed. And now with Shadow's Mimi up, this was a good play to make sure that we gave them just the exact amount of memory that he would start with by playing our cards in that sequence instead of just dropping the Shine right away. And now we actually have a stronger Shine play set up in the future because now we have 3 Tamers instead of 2. So he's going to respond with, this is the new 2 cost of vanilla for green. That's the Argomon that we're going to see in 1.5. And then he's going to tap that to download and Digivolve into the Blossomon right there for free. And he's going to attack with the Blossomon, who's, I believe, 8,000? Yep. Oh, no, he's 9,000 because of the Minomon effect. So he's going to gain 1,000 for attacking. We didn't discuss Minomon, but Minomon's similar to the red Yokomon, or if you're attacking a Digimon, you gain 1,000. So that in combination with his Agumon green inheritable will make Blossomon 9,000 to beat over our Slash. And then he's going to use the active Argomon itself to suspend it for download, and then Digivolve it into Ceresmon. Now, Ceresmon is very powerful because Ceresmon allows you to suspend your opponent's Digimon if you're using anything that uses the download or officially the Digisorption mechanic. So we need to deal with that ASAP, and we have the perfect counter with Glorious Burst, as you're going to see right now. So Glorious Burst is a new option for 1.5. Costs 9 to play natively, but it gets reduced by 1 for every tamer, yellow tamer that you have in play. And what Glorious Burst does is that it lets you reduce the DP of 1 Digimon in play by 12,000. And Ceresmon is 12,000, so boom, bye-bye, for 6 cost total. Just a little bit of a cheaper Gaia Force that yellow gets to play around with now. Well, can be cheaper. Really depends on your board state. And then down in the racing area there, we evolved up into Ceresmon. So Ceresmon's one of the newer champions we're going to be getting in 1.5 as well. Very strong for yellow. It's a 1 cost to evolve, 6,000 attack, 6 to play normally. So it's on par with that you saw in other colors, like something like Gorillamon or Vegemon, etc., etc. So now the first hit in security that we see here off the Blossomon is actually TK. So he does get to keep his Blossomon, but we will get to look through our security to pick out a new card and recover once again. So now that puts 2 ShineGreymons in our hand. Oh, we accidentally put it in the discard pile. So now we have Ceresmon up, which means all we need to do is evolve into 1 ultimate, which we play 9, and then evolve that into a ShineGreymon, and then we can deal 12,000 worth of DP spread damage to Shadow's board. And we're going to do that in this turn right here, where we're going to evolve into, I believe it's ShineGreymon. I think we're just dealing with a little bit of lag here. Yeah, my personal internet's been having some trouble. Yeah, so we go into Rise, puts me to 0. And then I don't have a Tamer, unfortunately, to get the full value out of his effect. But that does set the stage for a ShineGreymon play, which will come down for 4 cost. And then we will get to suspend all of our yellow Tamers to do 4,000 DP per Tamer, spreading that around as we see fit. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to target 8,000 on the Blossomon and 8,000 on the Rapidmon. And the reason we did that instead of going after, for example, both rookies in one of his ultimates is that I don't want him to have the potential to set up another Ceresmon, because if he does, he can suspend our ShineGreymon for his further Digisorption effects and then just run it over because it only has 11,000 DP on our opponent's turn. Now, unfortunately, the loss to this play as well is that I don't get to get the extra memory back off my Patamon inheritable because he still has Terriermon on the field, and that prevents any player from, or any opponent rather, from getting memory from any effect that's not a Tamer. But he tacks into our security again, and he hits another Tamer, so that gives us 5 Tamers on the board total. So if we ever set up another ShineGreymon, we're going to be doing 16,000 worth of DP spread damage. Sorry, 20,000. We had 16,000 already Went from 4 to 5. Math is hard. So now, because we had ShineGreymon's inheritable, ShineGreymon states that if we have 3 or more yellow Tamers in play, we get security attack +1. And ShineGreymon's passive effect as well is that it gets 1,000 for every Tamer in play. So it's 11,000 to start, and we have 5 yellow Tamers. So he's going to go up to 16,000 with security attack +1. And the highest Digimon in this format to beat is still going to be 15,000. But we're going to go after Argomon, and that's because we don't have a blocker in our hand. And at the time that what we knew what was in our security, nothing was actually going to be able to deal with 3 attackers that he's going to come up with the Argomon out of his raising area. So we actually had to go after his suspended Argomon first to make sure that we don't actually die, because we only have 3 security left. And if we just attacked his security, that would have given him 4 attackers. So it's a bit of a weird play on the surface, but because of seeing your security often with TK and having that knowledge and information, it kind of gives you more insight into the plays that you can make, which is really, really neat. So now he's only got 3 attackers to our 3 security, so we're guaranteed to not lose the game on this turn. And we're putting pressure on him to be able to win the game, because we have a security attack +1 plus our 2 attackers to wipe out his security, and we're going to have another Digimon coming out of the raising area for the final blow. So he's going to go and just try to take as many security cards as he can right here. Keep in mind, with the new TK that we just put into play, this is the starter deck TK, and this gives our security cards plus 2,000. So we've revealed Eden's Javelin, which is another new card from 1.5, which is a card that wasn't originally in our security, so the latest set 1 TK probably threw it in there with recovery. And what Eden's Javelin does is that we get to draw 1 card, and then for every card in our hand, we get to reduce a Digimon's DP on the field by 1,000 times each card that we have. So we drew 1 card. I think we had about 11 or so cards in our hand at this point, so we just took out the Terriermon to get rid of another attacker that could potentially be threatening us. And it regularly costs 6, and the security effect is the same as the main effect. So had we known that Eden's Javelin was in there, we probably just would have gone after security, knowing that our life was probably going to be safe. But at the time, we didn't have that information. Yeah, so yeah, he's just going to throw his Digimon out of security. They're going to be destroyed. The Goblymon was destroyed with the Labramon, because Labramon gained that 2,000 boost from the starter deck TK, so it was also 3,000. So here we're just going to kind of throw everything out of security and see what happens. I believe we attack the Togemon here because we don't want to lose to Flower Cannon in his security. Because if he did flip Flower Cannon, all of our Digimon would get suspended. And if he had another Digimon in play, or had a way like a Puppetmon or something like that to kind of keep our Digimon down, we could potentially lose the game as well. Because we do know what the last card in our security is at this point. So yeah, we attack the Togemon, we attack for security attack +1, they both go through. And then we're going to go with our rookies into his last couple security cards. And that way, if he does hit something like a Flower Cannon, we're not guaranteed to lose, because we can also play another couple of Digimon here to set up active Digimon to attack again on the following turn and play around potential threats like Puppetmon. Or even Ceresmon to use Digisorption to suspend our Digimon as well. But I'm a dirty liar, and I didn't even play 2 more Digimon, so I just played the 1 Kari, then I followed that up with 1 Tsukaimon. So I'm still kind of within range for Puppetmon here, but that would give me enough memory to level up all the way to the 2nd ShineGreymon that we have in our hand as well. So it's not all lost. So I think he's just kind of digging for answers here. Shadow evolves into the Kabuterimon for 1. And then he's going to show his hand, which is just completely dead at the moment, very soon. So he's going to swing in for the last Kabuterimon, and then there's the last card in our security, which we knew about, which is Trurimon. It's going to be 8,000. Take that Kabuterimon out. And we're going to see here, yeah, Ceresmon, Mega Gargomon, and Mimi, Flower Cannon, and triple Hidden Potential discovered. Hidden Potential is a very, very powerful card, but unfortunately, having it in clumps and having it in multiples doesn't do you very well if you don't have the right levels and the right steps to evolve into the Digimon that you need to evolve into. So yeah, that is going to be the game. This is just kind of a quick 1.5 testing match that we've been going through. Again, we're not going to be releasing the deck lists just yet because we're still kind of refining them and making them as consistent as possible. But if you enjoyed this, please consider liking the video. Please consider subscribing. If you have any questions about anything that you saw in the match, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But again, this has been Mike, also known as ShadowJeanne from Overground, and we'll see you guys in the next one.